Hi, welcome to the video lecture series for the subject Project Report Writing. And in this video, we are going to cover mastering writing skills. Before we begin today's class, let me ask you a question. How many of you have written a project report or even a simple assignment where you felt, I know the idea in my head, but I don't know how to put it in words? That happens because knowing something and writing it clearly are two different skills. As engineers, you will be doing great technical work like coding, designing, etc. But if you cannot explain your ideas in writing, then your work may not get the recognition it deserves. Writing is the bridge that connects your knowledge to the outside world. So, the topic mastering writing skills is to understand deeply about writing skills. So, what is writing skills? When I say writing skills, I'm not talking about just putting some sentences together. Writing skills mean the ability to express your thoughts and ideas in a way that another person can clearly understand without misinterpretation. For example, suppose you invent a drone delivery system, you have the prototype ready, it works perfectly, and you are very excited. But when you go to apply for funding, you simply write, this is a drone project which will be useful in many ways. Now, if you were the funding agency, would you take that seriously? Probably not. But if you write like this project presents an autonomous drone delivery system that can transport packages within 5 kilometer radius, reducing delivery time by 40% compared to the traditional courier methods. Now, suddenly your idea looks professional, measurable, and impressive. This is the power of writing skills. They are not about just fancy words, they are about making your thoughts clear and meaningful to others. So, writing skills are simply the art of making your invisible thoughts visible and understandable. Now, why are writing skills essential? Writing is essential for several reasons. Let me explain the situations you will actually face. First thing is, writing is a form of effective communication. Face-to-face communication is limited to a few people, but when you write, your message can reach hundreds, even thousands of people. Think of technical blogs, emails, or research papers, they carry your voice to a much wider audience. The second reason is complexity. Engineering concepts are not always simple. Thinking of machine learning algorithms or circuit designs, they are technical and sometimes abstract. Writing allows us to break down step by step so that even someone new to the subject can understand. The third reason for the requirement of good writing skills is personalization. The way you write to your professor in a project report will be very different from how you write a LinkedIn post about your project. One is formal, structured, and detailed. The other is simple and engaging. Good writing skills means that you can adjust your style according to the reader. The last reason is engagement. Just as a good movie keeps the audience glued to the screen, good writing keeps your reader interested. For instance, saying traffic is increasing is dull, but saying our study shows traffic density in peak hours is 60% is higher than half peak hours. Required adaptive traffic control is interesting, factual, and engaging. So, writing is essential because it helps you communicate effectively, explain complexity, adapt to your audience, and engage the reader. Next is the importance of writing skills. First and foremost, writing skills helps us express ideas clearly. And the second importance of writing skills is it improves language proficiency. Writing also improves your command over language, that is grammar, vocabulary, and sentence construction. Just as coding regularly makes you a better programmer, writing regularly makes you a better with the language. And the third importance is spark curiosity. Writing sparks curiosity. Once you start writing, You realize gaps in your own knowledge. Once you sit to write about some specific topic, you'll come up with more questions about the topic. So, naturally, writing leads to curiosity. And the next importance is writing builds a foundation for your education and career. Think about it. From school assignments to college project reports, from journal papers to PhD thesis, everything is built on writing. So once your foundation in writing is good, we can move on to the academic or career journey smoothly. And the fifth skill is it enhances social skills. You may wonder, how does writing help socially? Well, clear writing reduces misunderstandings and helps build better relationships, whether with classmates, colleagues, or superiors. And next is organize thoughts. Writing organizes your thoughts. Many times your ideas feels scattered. The moment you start writing them down, they fall into order. For example, when you prepare your project presentation, at first you may feel lost about what to say. But once you write down bullet points in order about the problem, methodology, results, conclusion, suddenly your thoughts look organized. So, writing helps you structure the problems in your mind. And the last one importance about writing skills is it aids decision making. So when you put your options on paper, it's easier to compare and decide. For example, if you are confused about your career path, higher studies, job, or entrepreneurship, try writing a pros and cons as a list. You'll find that writing helps you analyze logically rather than depending only on feelings. So, in short, writing is not just an academic skill, it's a life skill. The more you write, the clearer you think, the better you communicate, and the wiser you decide. Next comes the process of writing. Writing is not a one-time act, it's a process, just like software development or building a circuit. There are three stages involved in the process of writing: rewriting, writing, and rewriting. The first stage is pre-writing. Think of it like requirement gathering in engineering. Before you start writing, you need to plan who will read this document, what information do they expect, what structure will help them understand. Likewise, for example, before writing your final year project report, you must decide the chapters like introduction, methodology, results, and so on. So, without this planning, your writing will still be scattered. The second stage is writing. This is the coding stage. You take your ideas and start putting them into words. Don't worry about perfection at this point. Just get your thoughts down. You can use diagrams, tables, and flowcharts to support your words because as engineers, the visuals often convey information faster than text. The third stage is rewriting. This is like debugging. Nobody writes a perfect document in one go. In rewriting, you revise, check grammar, remove unnecessary words, polish your sentences. Even professional authors go through several drafts. So, writing is not about writing once and forgetting. It's a cycle of planning, drafting, and refining, very much like engineering design itself.
There are different styles of writing. Each style has its purpose. Each style has unique characteristics and techniques for effective communication. There are six types of writing styles. Among that, first one is expository writing style, which is used to explain. For example, your textbooks are expository writing. They explain concepts clearly without adding personal opinion. The second style is descriptive style, as its name suggests. We are describing about something. For example, in a lab report, if you are describing the setup of your physics experiment in detail, you are using descriptive writing. Third type is persuasive style. This is used to convince your writing. For example, suppose you are writing a proposal for funding your startup idea. Here, your writing must be persuasive. You need to use logic, facts, and sometimes even emotion to make your case strong. The fourth style is narrative style, where you tell a story. You may use it in writing about your internship journey, describing events in order. The fifth type is creative writing, where imagination takes the lead. This might be less common in engineering, but you may use it when writing blogs or innovative articles. The last type is argumentative style. This is very important for research. Here you make a claim and back it up with evidence while also addressing counter arguments. For example, if you propose a new algorithm, you argue why it is better than the existing ones, supported by experiments. So, choosing the right style is as important as choosing the right tool for our engineering problem. The same idea can be boring in one style but impactful in another. By now, we know what writing skills are and why it is important. But how do we actually improve them? That's what we are going to see in the next few slides. The first guideline is to understand the purpose and audience. Writing without a purpose is like writing a program without knowing the expected outcome. Considering the audience, for example, if you are writing a project report for your professors, your tone should be formal and you must focus on technical depth. But if you are writing a blog about the same project for the public, your language should be simpler and engaging. So always ask who is going to read this. The second guideline is to plan and outline. Just like in coding, we don't directly start typing, we usually design algorithms first. Similarly, before writing, create an outline of your sections like introduction, methodology, findings, analysis, and conclusion. This structure acts like a blueprint for your document. Third, use clear and concise language. Engineers often fail into the trap of jargon, but clarity is more important than showing off vocabulary. For instance, instead of writing our algorithm exhibits superior computational performance, you can simply write our algorithm runs faster. So, always clarity wins. And next, follow a logical structure. Writing should guide the reader step by step. Imagine debugging a program. You want each step to follow logically from the previous one. The same way, your writing must flow naturally. Use headings, subheadings, and paragraphs to give the reader a map through your work. Next is always be objective and factual. This means relying on evidence rather than opinion. Don't write our project is excellent. Instead, write our project reduces power consumption by 18% compared to the baseline. So, numbers, facts, and results speak louder than the adjectives. Next, use visual aids. As engineers, you know that a single diagram can often replace a page of text. Charts, graphs, and tables help readers understand quickly. But remember, visuals should always be labeled and explained in the text. Don't just paste a graph, explain what it shows. Third, next is include an executive summary. This is especially important in industry reports or research papers. An executive summary is a one-page overview of the whole report. It tells the busy reader what the report is about, the method, the results, and the conclusion. Think of it as the trailer of a movie, short but powerful. And next one is pay attention to formatting. A messy report can make even good work look careless. Use consistent fonts, heading styles, and spacing. If your department gives a formatting guideline, follow it strictly. Just as in coding, where proper indentation matters, like in Python, In writing also, proper formatting reflects professionalism. And next set of guidelines are: use proper citations. In engineering, you will often use data, diagrams, or ideas from other sources. If you don't cite them properly, it counts as plagiarism. Always follow a citation style like APA or IEEE. For example, if you see an algorithm from a research paper, mention the author and year. This shows respect for intellectual property. Next is revise and proofread. Never submit your first draft. Writing is like coding. The first version always has bugs. Proofreading in writing is debugging your writing. Check for grammar, spelling, and clarity. You can even ask a friend or your classmate to review it. Next one is focus on the introduction and conclusion. These two sections are the most important. A strong introduction sets the stage. It tells the reader why your work matters. A strong conclusion ties everything together and leaves a good impression. For example, in a project report, don't just say, "This is our conclusion." Instead, summarize your key results and suggest practical recommendations. And lastly, highlight key findings. Readers may skim through reports, use bullet points or numbered lists to make your main results stand out. If your project improves efficiently by 30%, don't bury that number in a long paragraph. Highlight it. And the next guideline set is be consistent with terminology. If you are using the term Internet of Vehicles, don't suddenly switch to vehicular internet unless you explain it. Consistency avoids confusion. Also, define acronyms the first time you use them. For example, write vehicle to vehicle and within bracket V to V the first time, then just use V to V later. Second, use active voice. Active voice is clearer and more direct. For example, the researcher conducted the survey is active. The survey was conducted by the researcher is passive. In reports, prefer the active voice unless the passive is necessary. Finally, seek feedback. No matter how good you think your writing is, others may see weakness you missed. Share your draft with your classmates, professors, or even your seniors. Their feedback will help you improve. And writing, like engineering, is collaborative. So seek feedback. So to summarize, improving writing skills is like improving any engineering skill. It requires discipline, clarity, and practice. So know your purpose and audience. Plan and outline before writing. Use simple, factual, and clearer language. Structure your work logically. Support with visuals. Cite properly and proofread. Make the introduction and conclusion strong. Stay consistent with the terms and use active voice. And always seek feedback.